Voice for News, I'm Tim McGonigal.
And I'm Shannon Newth. Choteau County jurors have just handed down their decision in the murder trial of Thomas Jarrahs Esky. They found him not guilty.
Deliberation began this morning in Fort Benton to decide if state prosecutors had proved that it was Jarrahs Esky who shot and killed veterinarian Brian Ryan in 1996. Jarrahs Esky was originally charged in 1998, but those charges were dropped at that time due to a lack of evidence. During the two-week trial, prosecutors argued Jarrahs Esky was the only person with a motive to kill Ryan and the only person without an alibi for the time of the murder. But the defense attacked the state's timeline of the crime and said other suspects were ignored by investigators. No physical evidence could place Jarrahs Esky at the scene, and his attorneys say without absolute certainty, jurors must find him not guilty.
Premiums for health insurance policies purchased on Montana's online marketplace will see some steep increases next year. The increases for most marketplace policies sold by Blue Cross, the Montana Health Co-op, and Pacific stores range from about 20% to 45%. Yet, as noted by insurers and the state's insurance commissioner, many consumers won't be paying those increases. About 40,000 Montana consumers get federal subsidies to help them pay for these policies. State auditor Monica Lindeen says the subsidy should cover the increase in most cases, but the 43,000 other consumers who buy these policies without subsidies will be paying the higher price. Jerry Dovak, the CEO of the Montana Health Co-op, which insures about 24,000 people in the state, he says insurers underestimated health care costs for the first 2 years of the marketplace and now have to catch up to reality. However, Doak says he expects the big increase to be a one-time event and that rate should level off in the future. We have more information online at KRTV.com. We'll also have a full report tonight at 10.
Meanwhile, another Republican is now officially in the race for governor next year. Brad Johnson, currently the chairman of the State Public Service Commission, kicked off his campaign today at the Capitol. He said Montana needs to push back against federal policies that hurt natural resource development. The former Secretary of State also said he has strong conservative credentials, favoring school choice and opposing abortion.
The federal government, in terms of its relationship with the states and its intrusion into areas that have traditionally been the purview of the states, is frankly out of control. If folks are looking for a tried and true conservative, they certainly have that in me.
Other Republicans looking to challenge Democratic Governor Steve Bullock next year include Bozeman businessman Greg Gianforte and Mark Perea of Helena. For more on this story, you can see Mike Dennison's full report on our website.
Two people are facing felony charges after a morning pursuit in Choteau County. A trooper from the Montana Highway Patrol attempted to stop a vehicle for speeding on Highway 87 south of Fort Benton. The driver failed to stop and fled northbound at a high rate of speed. A Choteau County Sheriff's deputy joined the chase after using a spike strip to blow out a front tire. The vehicle continued at lower speeds for around 20 miles to mile marker 65 north of Loma. That's where law enforcement conducted a pit maneuver, ending the pursuit. Now, according to MHP, a male and female were taken into custody. Both were Montana residents. The names of the suspects and the specific charges have not yet been released. Well, we're seeing more and more fall colors all around Great Falls, and how appropriate. Today is the first official day of fall.
Autumn officially began at 2:21 this morning. You should notice the fall colors becoming more and more vibrant in the next few weeks as the amount of daylight gets shorter. So let's check in with Storm Tracker meteorologist Mike Rollins.
And Mike, we know the calendar now officially says autumn. Of course, we had that countdown clock yesterday, but it doesn't feel like it out there. It feels
no,
like
it doesn't
summer.
At all, because temperatures are running well above average, and it's only going to get warmer in the next couple of days. We'll take you outside right now to the Helena Valley and a look here from the Gates of the Mountains camera, where it's nothing but sunshine. As we take a look at that, it has been a beautiful afternoon here all across Big Sky Country, not only in Helena and across central Montana, but also right here in Great Falls, where we're starting to see the leaves changing colors. 80 degrees currently right now at KRTV on the north end of town, and our winds are light. Here's a look at that fitness forecast this evening. Nothing but clear skies. Sunset now at 7:21. Temperatures falling through the 70s into the 60s. It does get warmer the next few days. I'll show you just how warm it'll get in Storm Tracker weather.
All right, thanks, Mike. We'll see you then. Well, the state of Minnesota is cracking down on a motor vehicle crime involving Montana.
The Minnesota State Patrol says residents there are buying high-end sports cars and recreational vehicles and registering them in Montana to avoid paying sales taxes. Reporter Pat Kessler has more.
This is illegal. It's tax evasion.
The Minnesota State Patrol says a growing number of Minnesotans are buying their vehicles and illegally registering them in Montana to avoid taxes.
These individuals are evading taxes because by registering in Montana, they're avoiding sales tax there, and yet they're operating the vehicles here in Minnesota as a Minnesota resident.
The Ramsey County Attorney's Office charged a St. Paul man with tax evasion for buying two cars, a $48,000 Land Rover and a $68,000 Porsche, and registering both of them under a fake business name in Montana to avoid $7,500 in taxes. The Revenue Department says it's collected $1.1 million in unpaid motor vehicle taxes from 82 people using the Montana scheme, illegally registering more than 200 vehicles.
We are not seeing the drivers who are driving the $3,000 a year vehicles trying to circumvent the tax. We're seeing the high-end vehicle operators, owners trying to evade taxes.
The State Patrol Vehicle Crimes Unit is ramping up its enforcement of this Montana scam. The penalty for owning a Minnesota car registered in Montana is a misdemeanor. Those who are caught pay the back taxes and a fine. If they fail to do that, criminal charges and jail time are possible.
The Montana Highway Patrol is beefing up its force with the addition of 10 new positions by spring of next year. 242 MHP troopers drive more than 5 million miles a year, enforcing Montana's driving laws, responding to crashes, and helping to keep our communities safe. MHP officials say the deadline to apply for those 10 positions is October 14th. The selection process includes a physical agility test, a background check, and interviews. Those who make the cut will enter basic training at the Montana Law Enforcement Academy in April. When it comes to job qualifications, the MHP says they're looking for individuals with a heart for service.
The best part of the job is the interaction with the public, that we do get to make a difference every day. Every motorist you stop and you talk to them and you try to ask them to drive safer or do things a little differently that would help everyone else, and that can be very rewarding.
New troopers would start training again in April of 2016. To find out more about that application process, you can head to our website. That's KRTV.com.